We all hope for the best, but the world is reminding us daily that we must be prepared for the unexpected. A sudden storm, a supply chain breakdown, or a public health emergency can change everything in an instant. When that moment arrives, the window to prepare is already closed. The difference between navigating a crisis calmly and facing a desperate situation is what you do right now, before the shelves are bare and essential services are strained. That's why today, we are cutting through the noise. We're not guessing, we're going straight to the experts. In this video, we'll detail the 15 critical items the American Red Cross says every household needs to have on hand. These aren't just suggestions for a rainy day. They are the items that build the foundation of safety for you and your loved ones when it matters most. Stick around for the full list. 1. The foundation of survival, calorie-dense grains. When we talk about survival, we're really talking about energy. In a crisis, your body burns through calories at an accelerated rate due to stress, increased physical activity, and the simple act of staying warm. That's why the absolute cornerstone of any emergency food supply isn't a fancy gadget or a specialized meal kit. It's a simple calorie-dense grain like rice. This humble staple is arguably the most reliable survival food on the planet, and in the face of widespread disruption, it becomes irreplaceable. Think about it from a logistical standpoint. Rice is lightweight, stores compactly, and, if kept dry and sealed, can remain perfectly viable for years, even decades. It's a long-term investment in your family's security. During an emergency, when supply chains are fractured and grocery store shelves are stripped bare, rice is consistently one of the first items to disappear completely. The reason is simple mathematics and collective wisdom. It is incredibly cheap for the number of calories it provides, and with just a pot and some water, you can prepare a meal that can sustain multiple people. Having a substantial reserve of rice means you are not just stockpiling food, you are stockpiling energy and time. It allows you to hunker down, avoid dangerous trips outside, and extend your other more flavorful supplies. You can stretch a single can of chili or a small portion of meat into a hearty meal for an entire family by serving it over rice. It's the ultimate food extender, a blank canvas for whatever else you have on hand. The Red Cross and other disaster relief organizations consistently place grains like rice at the top of their lists for a reason. It is the fundamental building block of a resilient food strategy, a shield against the gnawing uncertainty of hunger. Without it, your options become severely limited and far more expensive. 2. The powerhouse in a jar, protein and healthy fats. In a high-stress emergency scenario, your body needs more than just calories to function optimally. It requires protein for muscle maintenance and repair, and healthy fats for sustained energy and brain function. This is where a seemingly ordinary pantry item reveals itself as a survival powerhouse, peanut butter. Often dismissed as a simple comfort food for kids, peanut butter is one of the most efficient and versatile survival foods you can possibly store. Its nutritional density is astounding. A single spoonful delivers a potent mix of protein, healthy monounsaturated fats, and calories, providing the exact fuel your body craves when under duress. During a crisis, access to fresh protein sources like meat, eggs, or dairy can become difficult, if not impossible. Peanut butter serves as a shelf-stable, ready-to-eat alternative that requires no refrigeration and no cooking. This last point cannot be overstated. In a situation where the power grid is down or fuel for cooking is scarce, having a nutrient-dense food that you can eat directly from the jar is a game-changer. Its convenience is a lifesaver. Furthermore, a sealed jar of peanut butter can last for years in your pantry, making it a reliable component of your long-term preparedness plan. Beyond the pure nutritional science, we must also consider the psychological impact. During a period of intense fear and instability, familiar comforts become a critical tool for mental resilience. The simple act of spreading peanut butter on a cracker or just eating it by the spoonful can provide a powerful sense of normalcy and comfort. It's a taste of home in a world turned upside down. This small psychological boost can be the very thing that helps you maintain morale, think clearly, and keep moving forward. It's a food that nourishes both the body and the spirit. 3. Ready-to-eat fortification, the canned goods lifeline. When an emergency strikes, convenience is no longer a luxury. It becomes a critical survival metric. The ability to access nutrition without electricity, clean water, or complex preparation can be the difference between staying strong and succumbing to weakness. This is the essential role that canned beans play in a prepper's pantry. They are a perfect fusion of practicality and high nutritional value. Canned beans are packed with plant-based protein, dietary fiber, and essential minerals like iron and potassium. This combination helps maintain stable energy levels, supports digestive health, and bolsters your immune system. All of which are critically important when your body is under the stress of a crisis and exposure to illness might be higher. Unlike dried beans, which require significant time, fuel, and clean water to soak and cook, canned beans are pre-cooked and ready to eat straight from the can. This immediate accessibility is a massive tactical advantage. During a power outage, a natural disaster, or any scenario where your utilities are compromised, you can open a can of black beans, kidney beans, or chickpeas and have a nourishing meal in seconds. This eliminates a huge logistical burden and conserves your precious resources, like cooking fuel and filtered water, for other vital needs. Their shelf life is another key factor. Stored in a cool, dark place, canned goods can last for years, providing a dependable food source you can set and forget until it's needed. They are also incredibly versatile. You can eat them cold, mix them with rice for a complete protein, add them to a soup, or mash them into a spread. This variety helps combat food fatigue, which is a real challenge when eating from a limited stockpile over an extended period. They are inexpensive, readily available, and a non-negotiable for any serious survival plan. 4. The psychological anchor, carbs for comfort and energy. In times of profound crisis, food serves a purpose that goes far beyond simple nutrition. It becomes a source of comfort, a symbol of stability, and a powerful psychological anchor in a sea of chaos. Few foods embody this principle more than bread. It is a fundamental staple of human civilization for a reason. It is filling, comforting, and provides the quick energy carbohydrates your body and brain need to function under stress. The simple act of eating a piece of bread can ground you, providing a moment of normalcy when your entire world feels like it's unraveling. However, anyone who has bought a fresh loaf knows its primary weakness: a very short shelf life. Commercially produced bread will mold or go stale in a matter of days. While stocking up on a few long shelf life loaves is a good short-term strategy, the truly prepared individual thinks beyond the immediate. This is why stockpiling the components of bread, flour, yeast, salt, and sugar is a far superior strategy. Having bags of flour and packets of yeast transforms you from a passive consumer into a self-reliant producer. It grants you independence from fragile supply chains and the frantic panic buying that empties store shelves in hours. The ability to bake your own bread at home is more than just a quaint skill. In a long-term shutdown, it becomes a critical survival technique. It ensures a continuous supply of a vital food source, and the process itself, kneading the dough, the smell of it baking, can be a therapeutic routine that restores a sense of control and purpose. Whether store-bought for the short term or made from scratch for the long haul, bread provides more than just sustenance. It's a morale booster and a tangible link to the life you are fighting to protect. 5. The mental edge, fuel for focus and morale. During a prolonged emergency, physical exhaustion is a given, but mental fatigue can be even more dangerous. Your ability to stay alert, think critically, and make sound decisions under extreme pressure is paramount. A single mistake born from exhaustion can have catastrophic consequences. This is where a seemingly non-essential item proves its immense value: instant coffee. To label coffee a luxury in a survival context is to fundamentally misunderstand its role. It is not about enjoying a morning latte. It is about leveraging caffeine as a tactical tool. It is mental fuel. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant that combats fatigue, sharpens focus, and enhances cognitive function. When you've been awake for long hours, stressed and worried, a cup of coffee can provide the mental clarity needed to assess a threat, repair a broken generator, or simply stay vigilant through another night. The instant format is what makes it particularly suited for preparedness. Unlike ground coffee, which requires specific brewing equipment, filters, and a consistent heat source, instant coffee is brilliantly simple. All it needs is hot water. In a pinch, it will even dissolve in cold water. This low-tech requirement makes it incredibly resilient and practical during a power outage or when you need to conserve cooking fuel. A jar of instant coffee is compact, has a very long shelf life, and provides dozens of servings in a small package. Beyond its stimulant properties, we cannot ignore the profound psychological benefits. For millions of people, a morning cup of coffee is a deeply ingrained ritual. In a crisis, maintaining such rituals is a powerful way to preserve a sense of normalcy and structure. It's a small act of defiance against the chaos. That simple warm cup can lift spirits, foster a moment of calm, and provide the mental fortitude needed to face another challenging day. 6. The timeless preservative, nature's liquid gold. There are very few foods on this planet that can claim to be truly timeless, but honey is one of them. This isn't just an item for your pantry, it's a piece of history and a multi-purpose survival tool rolled into one. For centuries, honey has been revered not just as a sweetener, but as a potent form of medicine and a source of quick, sustainable energy. Its primary value in a long-term crisis lies in its almost mythical shelf life. Thanks to its unique chemical composition, high sugar content, and low moisture, honey is naturally resistant to bacteria and spoilage. Archaeologists have famously discovered pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are thousands of years old and still perfectly edible. This makes it one of the most reliable, set-it-and-forget-it items you can add to your stockpile. You can store it for years without fear of it going bad, providing a permanent safety net of calories. Beyond its longevity, honey is a natural source of carbohydrates in the form of simple sugars, which your body can rapidly convert into energy. During a high-stress situation, when you might need a quick boost to perform a physical task or simply to fight off fatigue, a spoonful of honey is far more effective and healthier than processed sugars. But its benefits extend beyond simple nutrition. Honey possesses natural antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. In a scenario where medical help is unavailable or clinics are overwhelmed, it can serve as a natural remedy. It is known to soothe sore throats and suppress coughs, which can be invaluable during a widespread illness. It can also be applied topically to minor cuts and burns to create a protective barrier and help prevent infection. This dual role as both food and medicine makes honey an incredibly efficient use of storage space. It is a powerful force multiplier for your preparedness supplies, providing energy, comfort, and first aid support from a single jar. 7. The compact meal solution, just add water. When you imagine a long-term emergency, one of the biggest logistical hurdles is food storage. Fresh food spoils, canned goods are heavy and bulky, and cooking from scratch requires resources you may not have. This is where dehydrated and freeze-dried meals transition from being a camper's convenience to a cornerstone of urban survival strategy. These meals are engineered for efficiency in every sense of the word. They are incredibly lightweight and compact, allowing you to store a massive amount of food in a very small space, like a closet or under a bed. A single bucket can contain weeks' worth of complete meals for one person. This space-saving aspect is crucial for those who don't have a large pantry or basement. The preservation process removes nearly all the water, which not only dramatically reduces weight and size, but also gives these meals an astonishing shelf life, often ranging from 10 to 30 years. This makes them the ultimate long-term food insurance policy. In an emergency, their preparation is brilliantly simple. Just add hot water. This minimal requirement is a massive advantage when the power is out, natural gas lines are shut off, and you're carefully rationing your cooking fuel. You can have a hot, nutritious meal ready in minutes with nothing more than a camp stove or even a simple solar kettle. These meals are not just empty calories, they are nutritionally complete, designed to provide a balanced profile of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and essential vitamins and minerals. This is critical for maintaining your physical and mental strength over an extended period of crisis. Knowing you have a dedicated, protected reserve of these meals provides an unparalleled sense of security. It's your final line of defense against hunger, freeing you from the desperate crowds and empty shelves. 8. The humble root, a foundation of sustenance. Throughout history, when famine and hardship have struck civilizations, one humble root vegetable has consistently served as the backbone of survival: the potato. It is one of the most calorie-dense, versatile, and satisfying foods you can possibly store. In a crisis, the psychological and physical value of a filling, warm meal cannot be overstated, and potatoes deliver on this front better than almost anything else. They are packed with carbohydrates for energy, but also contain surprising amounts of vitamin C, vitamin B6, and potassium, nutrients that are essential for immune function and overall health, especially when your diet is limited. What truly elevates the potato in a survival scenario is its versatility and its ability to combat food fatigue. Eating the same rice and beans day after day can be psychologically draining, but potatoes offer a welcome change in taste and texture. They can be boiled, baked, roasted, or fried. You can mash them to create a comforting and filling side dish, slice them and add them to soups to make them more substantial, or simply bake one whole for a simple, satisfying meal. This adaptability allows you to be creative with your other limited supplies, stretching them further and making your stockpile feel more abundant than it is. While fresh potatoes don't have the multi-decade shelf life of freeze-dried goods, their storage potential is often underestimated. When stored properly in a cool, dark, and well-ventilated area, like a basement, a cool pantry, or a garage, they can last for several months. Stocking up on a large sack of potatoes before a crisis peaks is one of the most cost-effective ways to secure a significant source of calories and morale-boosting meals for the difficult weeks and months ahead. 9. The nutrient-dense snack. Energy in a nutshell. In any survival situation, efficiency is key. You need foods that deliver the maximum nutritional punch for their weight and size, and few things fit this description better than nuts and seeds. These are nature's original power bars, compact calorie-dense packages of energy that are ready to eat anytime, anywhere. Their nutritional profile is perfectly suited for high-stress scenarios. They are loaded with healthy fats, which provide slow-burning, sustained energy, unlike the quick-burning carbohydrates from sugary snacks. They are also an excellent source of plant-based protein, which is vital for muscle maintenance and repair when your physical activity might be higher than usual. On top of that, they are packed with fiber, vitamins like E and B, and essential minerals such as magnesium and zinc, all of which contribute to your body's resilience. One of the greatest advantages of nuts is their sheer convenience. They require zero preparation. There is no cooking, no rehydrating, and no special equipment needed. You can eat them straight from the container, making them an ideal food for situations where utilities are down or you need a quick, silent source of energy without drawing attention. This makes them perfect for a bug-out bag or for keeping on hand for a quick calorie infusion during a stressful moment. Furthermore, a sealed container of nuts, whether it's almonds, walnuts, pecans, or a simple trail mix, can remain shelf-stable for many months, and sometimes over a year. They add much-needed texture and flavor to a monotonous survival diet, preventing the food fatigue that can crush morale. They can be mixed into oatmeal, sprinkled over rice, or blended with honey to create makeshift energy bars. They are a simple, powerful, and indispensable part of a well-rounded emergency food supply. 10. The shelf-stable staple, dairy without refrigeration. For many, especially families with children, milk is a non-negotiable part of the daily diet. It's a primary source of calcium, vitamin D, and protein, all of which are crucial for maintaining health. In a crisis, however, fresh milk is one of the first things to disappear. Its reliance on refrigeration and a short shelf life makes it a logistical nightmare. This is where powdered milk proves its worth as a quiet giant in the world of food preparedness. It is the simple, brilliant solution to the dairy dilemma. By removing the water content, manufacturers create a product that can last for years in your pantry when stored in a cool, dry place, completely free from the need for refrigeration. This gives you long-term access to the nutritional benefits of milk without the risk of spoilage. Its versatility is a massive asset in a survival pantry. The most obvious use is to simply rehydrate it with water to create liquid milk for drinking, pouring over cereal, or adding to coffee and tea. But its utility goes much further. It can be added directly in its powdered form to recipes like oatmeal, bread dough, or soups, enriching them with extra calories, protein, and a creamy texture. This ability to integrate seamlessly into other stored foods makes it an invaluable ingredient for expanding your meal options and improving the nutritional quality of your entire stockpile. Beyond nutrition, powdered milk offers a significant psychological boost. It provides a taste of normalcy and comfort in a time of deep uncertainty. For a child who is used to having a glass of milk before bed, being able to maintain that routine can be incredibly calming. It's an anchor to the familiar, a small but powerful tool for maintaining morale when the world outside feels anything but normal. 11. The Ocean's Pantry, shelf-stable protein and brain fuel. When building a survival food supply, protein is a top priority, but it's also one of the trickiest nutrients to store long-term. Fresh meat requires refrigeration and spoils quickly, while dried meats can be expensive and have a limited shelf life. This is where canned fish emerges as a strategic and powerful asset. Items like canned tuna, salmon, and sardines are a survivalist's dream, offering a potent combination of ready-to-eat protein, essential fats, and a multi-year shelf life. In a crisis, your body and mind are under immense stress, and the nutritional value of canned fish directly addresses this. It is packed with high-quality protein, which is vital for maintaining muscle mass, repairing tissues, and sustaining energy levels. More importantly, fatty fish like salmon and sardines are among the best natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are scientifically proven to be crucial for brain function, reducing inflammation, and even helping to regulate mood and combat the mental fog that comes with stress and fatigue. In a scenario where clear thinking is your greatest weapon, this brain-boosting benefit cannot be overlooked. The sheer convenience of canned fish makes it an irreplaceable component of any emergency plan. It requires absolutely no cooking or preparation. In a power outage, when your stove is useless, or in a situation where you need a quick, silent meal, you can simply open a can and eat. This immediate access to high-quality nutrition conserves precious resources like cooking fuel and water. This is a tactical advantage that separates the prepared from the desperate. Furthermore, canned fish provides a much-needed break from the potential monotony of a survival diet. Food fatigue is a real psychological threat in a long-term crisis. Eating the same bland staples day after day can crush morale and even lead to a loss of appetite. Canned fish introduces a savory, robust flavor and a different texture that can make meals feel more complete and satisfying. It can be mixed with rice, spread on crackers, or combined with stockpiled potatoes to create a variety of different meals, stretching your supplies and keeping your palate engaged. Its long shelf life, nutritional density, and morale-boosting variety make it an undisputed champion in the world of preparedness. 12. The whole grain workhorse, slow-release energy. In a world where quick energy, sugary snacks are everywhere, it's easy to forget the power of a true workhorse grain. Oats are one of the most efficient, versatile, and nutritionally superior staples you can possibly add to your emergency stockpile. Their primary benefit lies in the type of energy they provide. Unlike refined carbohydrates that cause a rapid spike and subsequent crash in blood sugar, oats are a complex carbohydrate rich in soluble fiber. This means they are digested slowly, providing a steady, sustained release of energy over several hours. During a long, grueling day in a crisis situation, where your physical and mental endurance are constantly being tested, this slow-burning fuel is exactly what you need to maintain focus, stamina, and a level head. This makes them infinitely more valuable than a candy bar or a sugary drink. This simple grain is a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with fiber, protein, and essential minerals like manganese, phosphorus, and magnesium. The practicality of oats is another key reason they are so highly recommended by preparedness experts. They are incredibly lightweight, affordable, and store compactly, allowing you to secure a large amount of caloric value in a small space. Rolled oats have an excellent shelf life, lasting for years when stored in a sealed, dry container. Preparation is brilliantly simple, requiring only hot water to create a warm, filling porridge. In a more dire situation where fuel is unavailable, they can be soaked in cold water to make them edible or even eaten raw, though this is less palatable. This adaptability makes them incredibly resilient. Oats also serve as a perfect base for a variety of other survival foods, which helps combat meal monotony. You can easily mix in powdered milk for creaminess and calcium, a spoonful of honey for a natural energy boost, or a handful of stockpiled nuts and seeds for added protein and healthy fats. This turns a simple bowl of oats into a nutritionally complete and genuinely satisfying meal. They are not just breakfast food, they are a fundamental building block of a robust and resilient survival pantry. 13. The morale booster, hydration and comfort in a packet. In the midst of a crisis, the value of an item is measured not just in calories, but also in the comfort and psychological relief it can provide. This is the hidden power of instant soup packets. While they may seem like a minor item in a large stockpile, their role in maintaining morale, hydration, and a sense of normalcy is profound. Their most obvious advantage is convenience. In a situation where you are exhausted, cold, or feeling unwell, the ability to have a hot, savory meal in minutes with nothing more than hot water is a game changer. There is no complex preparation, no long cooking times, and minimal cleanup. This low-resource, low-effort profile makes instant soup one of the most efficient ways to get warmth and light nutrition into your body when energy is at a premium. The warmth itself is a form of therapy, helping to raise your core body temperature and providing a deep, psychological comfort that a cold meal simply cannot replicate. Beyond warmth, instant soup is a critical tool for hydration. The broth is primarily water, and because it is seasoned and flavorful, it can encourage you to drink even when you don't feel thirsty, helping to stave off dehydration, which can quickly lead to confusion, weakness, and other serious health issues. Many soup mixes also contain a significant amount of sodium, an essential electrolyte that your body loses through sweat, especially during times of physical exertion or stress. Replenishing this sodium is vital for proper muscle and nerve function. Furthermore, instant soup serves as an excellent meal extender. A simple packet of broth can be transformed into a hearty and filling stew by adding other staples from your pantry. You can cook your rice directly in the broth, add a can of beans or some dehydrated vegetables, or toss in flakes of canned fish. This strategy stretches your more valuable food items, adds flavor to otherwise bland staples, and creates the feeling of a more substantial, complete meal. In a long-term scenario where spirits can easily flag, the simple ritual of sitting down to a warm bowl of soup can be a powerful anchor, a small act of self-care that restores a sense of order and hope. 14. The high-energy luxury, a tool for mind and body. It might feel frivolous to include chocolate in a list of essential survival items, but that thinking overlooks its critical dual functions as both a high-density energy source and a powerful psychological tool. In a crisis, chocolate transcends its status as a simple treat and becomes a compact, effective, and multi-purpose resource. First and foremost, chocolate, especially dark chocolate with a high cacao content, is incredibly calorie-dense. A small bar packs a significant caloric punch, primarily from fats and carbohydrates. This makes it an exceptionally efficient source of quick energy.